gave my apartment's spare key to my sister the same week I found out my boyfriend had been using his gym key to meet someone else there. 2 years together, and I'd handed him a spare key after only 8 months, proud at the time of how fast we'd built something solid. Lately, he'd had early gym sessions 3 mornings a week, out the door by 5:40, back showered and ready before I was even up. I never questioned it. I liked that he was disciplined about it. To help him keep up with that routine, I'd been covering the cost of it too. His trainer package ran $150 a month, and I agreed to split it with him since I was already paying for the family plan we'd signed up together at Iron Peak Fitness, $60 a month for both of us. He said his half would come once his commission checks evened out. So I fronted the whole $150 for 5 months straight, $750 total, plus another $90 for a pair of running shoes he needed for the early sessions, because that's the deal we shook on. Even split, no scorekeeping, just trust that it would balance out eventually. $750. That number sat in my head for a while after I found out where those early mornings were actually going. I was logging my own workout in the Iron Peak app one Sunday, just checking the street counter while I stretched on the kitchen floor, when I noticed his check-ins didn't line up with the trainer sessions listed on his invoice. 3 Tuesdays in a row, no check-in logged at all, even though the trainer charge still hit the card each time. My thumb stopped over the app icon, not tapping anything, while I scrolled back through 6 more weeks of the same gap, counting each missing entry against the receipt beside it. The account still had our old shared address book synced from when we set up the plan together, and a saved address under a name I recognized from his phone. A guy named Colton, who was supposedly out of town most weekdays for work, sat 2 miles from the gym in the opposite direction. Underneath that, in the notes field he must have forgotten was visible to us both, was a line from months back: "Leave the extra blanket out, she gets cold." I read that twice before I closed the app. I didn't say anything that week. I made his lunch, packed the same turkey wrap he always takes, and told him to have a good session Tuesday morning like I meant it. Before I did anything, I sat with what it would actually cost me to act on this. I already had a real trip to my parents' place in Albany booked for that weekend, train tickets paid, $110 non-refundable, my mother expecting me for 2 nights and already planning a dinner around it. If I pulled this off wrong, I'd be explaining a canceled visit on top of everything else, and there was still the matter of a shared lease with 6 months left on it either way. I bought the tickets anyway and kept the plan moving. I made a copy of my key at the Ace Hardware in Denton, $6, and gave it to my sister Mara that Thursday with one instruction: be at the apartment Saturday night, doors locked, lights low, don't answer if he calls first. I texted him Friday that I'd be at my parents through Sunday, same as planned, and canceled nothing else about our regular week so nothing would look different to him. Saturday, I took the early train back into the city instead of staying the full weekend, got to the apartment by 8:15 and sat in the bedroom with the door mostly closed while Mara held the living room. At 9:40, right on schedule, I heard his key turn in the lock. He walked in already halfway through pulling his jacket off, stopped cold when he saw Mara on the couch, and stood there a second working out what he was even looking at before I stepped out of the bedroom behind her. He set his gym bag down slow on the floor before he said anything, exhaling first like he'd been rehearsing this moment for weeks without ever actually needing it. "You don't know what it's been like, okay? Work has been brutal. My numbers have been down 3 months straight, and Colton's been letting me crash there because things at home got heavy for me too. Heavier than you probably noticed. It's not like I planned any of this. It's my time. It's not like you own my mornings just because you pay for the membership. You're the one who's making this into something huge right now, not me." I didn't raise my voice. I picked up his gym bag off the floor, walked it to the door, and set it down outside in the hallway, then came back in and sat down on the arm of the couch next to Mara. Mara didn't say a word to him, just gathered her jacket off the back of the couch, glancing at me once before she headed for the door herself. "You're the one making this huge," I told him, standing in the doorway with his key already in my palm. I picked up my phone and called Iron Peak Fitness the next morning to cancel the family plan and the trainer package, both effective immediately, then started dialing a locksmith for a real appointment, one that would change every lock on the door by that afternoon. He stood frozen in the hallway outside the whole time,